So as farmers, we have a unique opportunity to co-create with nature, to plant something, to grow something, in this case to make wine. And years like this, 2018, were rewarded with this abundant and beautiful Pinot Noir vintage. As farmers, we have a certain opportunity to help or harm nature, the air and the soil and the water below us. So here at Regan Vineyards, we take that responsibility seriously to try to leave the air, soil, and water below us in better shape than we found it. So today we're going to talk about some of our sustainable practices that relate to that. So one of our first and most important sustainable practices out here was to be really the first vineyard in this region to install solar panels to create renewable, clean energy. The system covers the majority of the electricity that we need for our well that you can hear going in the background. And it's just wonderful that, you know, the sunlight from the sun is free and it strikes these panels and creates electricity that we sell to PG&E as part of their renewable energy system. And financially, the system paid for itself in about 7 years, and we've had it installed for about 15 years. So it's our way of trying to you know, protect the environment, in this case the air, and do our part to improve the situation with climate change. So we're talking about our responsibility as farmers to you know, take care of the air, the soil, and the water. But we have no greater responsibility than taking care of our employees and their protection. So I'm happy to say that one of our latest sustainable practices is getting rid of Roundup starting January 1, 2018, beginning of this year. And we made an investment in this cultivator that can mechanically cut the weeds as it goes down both sides of one row. And Jesus is in the process of getting trained on that. And part of it was out of concern for protection for Jesus, the foreman, and all the workers out here. So it's a little more work for Jesus, and he's learning to do this. It hooks onto the tractor, but we're proud that I can say that we're not using Roundup anymore, which can be detrimental to the soil in terms of salt builds up and inhibits the microorganism growth in the soil. So healthier soil and more protection for our workers with this cultivator.
Yes, that's right. We try to use this cultivator for stop using Roundup. I don't want to use Roundup no more in the vineyard. Yeah. I think so. It's good for the soil, good for everybody.
And then we learned we have to get the weeds when they're about 4 inches tall, not 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
So we learned that the hard way this year. Okay, very good, Jesus. So now we're considering our latest sustainable practice here at Regan, one I'm really excited about. We're not sure at this moment whether it's feasible, but we're investigating it with a geology professor up at UCSC. And the idea that all of our water really comes from aquifers below the ground here, and they've been overdrafted for decades. And so we're looking at places where we can passively recharge the aquifer. There's really two below us, the Aromas Red Sands and the Purisima. And we're benefiting these days from the 1930s. Men came out to rural areas like Regan Vineyards and put in big concrete pipes below the ground that collect the surface water from the vineyard. We've got 50 acres, and when it really rains, it's a lot of water that falls on it. And if we do nothing, it just ends up in the ocean. So we're investigating whether we could take this end of the pipe down here and break the end and then dig a big pit here and try to allow the water to percolate down and get into the aquifer. So this would be a natural location. It's a low spot. We have various concrete pipes that lead to this location. And so as we speak now, Andy Fisher's crew is investigating, and we're hoping that they're gonna give a thumbs up and we can try to do that. And again, do our part to try to add water to the aquifer to reach a more sustainable level for our community.